At 66, Sharon Stone has once again surprised the world with a revelation that few expected. In a powerful and emotional moment, she finally opened up about the rumors that have surrounded her for years. What she shared wasn't just shocking, it was deeply personal and inspiring. For decades, people have speculated about the truth behind her mysterious past, her struggles, and her strength. Now, she's confirmed everything, and it has left fans around the world speechless. But to truly understand how Sharon became the woman she is today, we must go back to where it all began. Sharon Von Stone was born on March 10, 1958, in the small and quiet town of Meadville, Pennsylvania. She was the second of 4 children in a working-class family. Her mother, Dorothy, worked hard as both an accountant and a homemaker, while her father, Joseph, spent long hours in a factory as a tool and die manufacturer. Life was far from easy for the Stone family. They didn't have much money, but they had strong values, discipline, hard work, and determination. Those early years, filled with both love and hardship, shaped Sharon into the strong and resilient woman she would later become. From the start, Sharon stood out. She was an unusually intelligent child, so smart that her teachers and classmates often didn't know what to make of her. She began walking and talking before she turned 1, and her mind developed far ahead of her peers. When she entered school, her teachers immediately noticed her brilliance. She devoured books like other kids devoured candy, preferring to spend time reading and learning instead of playing games. Her IQ of 154 placed her in the category of genius, but instead of making life easier, it made things harder. Other kids thought she was strange. Some called her names, and many kept their distance. While she was excelling academically, she often felt lonely and misunderstood. At home, things were not simple either. Her parents loved their children, but they struggled to make ends meet. Money was always tight. Her father's factory job barely covered the bills, and her mother had to take on extra responsibilities to keep the family going. Sharon learned early on what it meant to sacrifice and to fight for a better life. But the hardest part of her childhood wasn't financial, it was something much darker and far more painful. When Sharon was very young, she suffered terrible abuse at the hands of her maternal grandfather. It was a horrifying secret that she kept buried deep inside her for many years. She didn't even allow herself to remember most of it until she started therapy as an adult. In her moving memoir, The Beauty of Living Twice, she revealed that her grandfather not only abused her but also threatened her life. She and her sister Kelly shared a room, but even then, Sharon felt completely alone, trapped in silence and fear. The trauma was so heavy that she carried it with her for decades, unable to speak about it until she found the strength to confront the truth. When her grandfather died, something shifted. In her book, she described how her grandmother locked the door at his funeral and made her and Kelly stand and look at his lifeless body. It was an eerie and unforgettable moment, one that marked the end of a nightmare. For Sharon, that day symbolized closure, the final chapter of her childhood terror. Yet, even as one wound began to close, another painful relationship continued to shape her life, her relationship with her father. Joseph Stone was a strict man who believed in discipline, sometimes too much. He had a bad temper, and physical punishment was common in their house. Sharon loved her father but also feared him. The tension between them grew until, one day, when she was just 14, she finally stood up to him. After years of enduring his anger, she looked him in the eye and said, "What's the matter? Do you need to hit me some more to feel like a man?" Her words stunned him. For a long moment, he said nothing, and then tears filled his eyes. Sharon, overwhelmed by years of pain, told him that she had never loved him and never would. It was a brutal moment of truth, one that broke something inside him. From that day on, he never raised his hand to her, or to any of his children, again. In that painful confrontation, Sharon took back her power. Even with all the challenges she faced at home, school was Sharon's refuge. She excelled in every subject and was considered one of the brightest students in her district. Yet, she never felt like she belonged. Her intelligence often made her a target for bullying. Classmates teased her for being a know-it-all or too weird. She didn't think of herself as pretty either. She described herself as an awkward, shy girl who preferred books over boys. While her peers were busy going to parties or dating, Sharon dreamed of escaping her small town and doing something extraordinary. By the time she was 15, Sharon had completed high school through an accelerated program. She earned a scholarship to Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania, where she studied creative writing and fine arts. Once again, her brilliance set her apart. But being younger than most of her classmates, she often felt out of place. She called herself a nerdy, ugly duckling, unsure of where she truly fit in. Despite her academic success, she couldn't shake the feeling that something bigger was waiting for her, something far beyond the quiet life she knew in Meadville. But fate had more challenges in store. When she was 14, Sharon had a terrible accident while trying to train a horse. The animal bucked and ran straight into a clothesline, injuring her neck badly. The accident left her in pain for months and left a mark that never fully healed. It was yet another reminder that life could change in an instant. The experience made her more aware of her own fragility, but also of her strength. Each challenge she faced only deepened her resolve to keep moving forward. Sharon's big turning point came unexpectedly. One day, almost on a dare, she entered a local beauty pageant. Her friends and family encouraged her, even though she didn't think of herself as a beauty queen. To her surprise, she won. That moment changed everything. For the first time, she was recognized not for her brains, but for her presence. The pageant victory opened new doors, including a chance to model in New York City. With only a suitcase and a dream, she left her small hometown and stepped into a world that would soon transform her life. New York was a shock to the senses. The noise, the lights, the endless stream of people, it was overwhelming. But Sharon was determined to make it. She started attending auditions and casting calls, facing rejection after rejection. Still, she refused to give up. She practiced her walk, perfected her poses, and studied everything she could about the modeling world. Her hard work finally paid off when the prestigious Ford modeling agency signed her. Suddenly, she was appearing in magazines and advertisements, and her face began to get noticed. Yet, even as her modeling career took off, something inside her felt unfulfilled. Posing for cameras was exciting, but she wanted something deeper, something meaningful. She wanted to tell stories and express emotions, not just look beautiful. That's when she started to think about acting. The idea fascinated her, and soon she began taking acting lessons, learning about stage presence, emotion, and storytelling. Breaking into Hollywood wasn't easy. In the beginning, Sharon only got small roles, sometimes just a few seconds on screen. Her first movie role came in Woody Allen's Stardust Memories in 1980. It was small, but it gave her a taste of the film world. More roles followed in the early 1980s, in movies like Deadly Blessing and Irreconcilable Differences. They weren't blockbuster hits, but each one gave her more experience and confidence. She learned to handle the pressure of auditions and to keep going even when success seemed far away. Then came the role that would change her life forever. In 1992, Sharon starred as Catherine Trammell in Basic Instinct. The character was bold, intelligent, mysterious, and dangerously seductive, and Sharon played her perfectly. The film became a worldwide sensation, and Sharon Stone became a household name overnight. Her performance earned her critical acclaim and catapulted her into superstardom. From that moment on, she wasn't just another actress, she was an icon. Sharon's rise to fame was meteoric, but fame came with its own challenges. Her love life soon became a topic of public fascination. She married television producer Michael Greenberg in 1984 after meeting him on the set of the Vegas Strip War. At first, their relationship seemed strong, but as her career took off, it became harder to balance personal and professional life. They separated in 1987 and later divorced. The experience taught Sharon that love in Hollywood often came with a heavy price. In the years that followed, she had a series of high-profile romances. In 1992, she dated country singer and actor Dwight Yoakam. Soon after, she became engaged to producer William J. McDonald, but they parted ways before marrying. Then, in 1998, she married journalist Phil Bronstein, a respected newspaper editor. Their relationship seemed promising, and in 2000, they adopted a baby boy named Roan. For a while, Sharon believed she had finally found happiness. But their marriage also faced difficulties, and by 2004, it ended in divorce. The custody battle over their son was long and painful, leaving Sharon emotionally exhausted but fiercely devoted to being a mother. Even after heartbreak, she didn't close herself off from love. She dated actor David DeLucy from 2014 to 2016 and was later linked to Italian businessman Angelo Baffa. Each relationship brought lessons and moments of joy, even if they didn't last. Sharon has said many times that she still believes in love but refuses to settle for less than honesty and respect. She has learned to find peace within herself, understanding that love is not just about finding someone else, it's also about valuing your own worth. Just when life seemed to be stabilizing, tragedy struck again. In 2001, Sharon suffered a massive stroke caused by a brain hemorrhage that lasted 9 days. Doctors gave her only a 1% chance of survival. The stroke left her partially paralyzed, unable to speak clearly, and with memory loss. She had to relearn how to walk, talk, and even write. The road to recovery was long and painful. Many people might have given up, but Sharon fought back. Her determination to heal and rebuild her life became one of the most powerful parts of her story. The stroke changed everything. Hollywood, once her playground, seemed to forget her. She lost work, faced financial difficulties, and fought another custody battle for her son. But instead of giving up, she rebuilt her life one step at a time. She learned patience, gratitude, and the power of perseverance. She became a voice for stroke awareness, encouraging others to recognize the signs and seek immediate help. Sharon proved that survival isn't just about living, it's about fighting back with courage and hope. After surviving the unimaginable, Sharon turned her focus to helping others. She poured her energy into humanitarian work and activism. Along with her sister Kelly, she co-founded Planet Hope, a nonprofit that helps homeless families and children. She has raised millions of dollars for HIV/AIDS research and awareness, and in 2005, she received Harvard's Humanitarian Award for her efforts. She even worked with Nobel Peace Prize winner Shimon Peres on peace initiatives, calling him her mentor. Her compassion extends across causes, education, equality, animal welfare, and LGBTQ+ rights. In 2013, she received the Peace Summit Award for her humanitarian work, solidifying her role as not just an actress, but a global advocate for good. Even with all her activism, fans remained curious about one thing, her love life. And recently, Sharon finally addressed those long-standing rumors. At 66, she spoke candidly about her experiences with dating in the modern world. She admitted that online dating had been both funny and frustrating. Once, the dating app Bumble even banned her because users thought her profile was fake. When she posted about it on social media, saying, "Hey Bumble, is being me exclusionary?" the story went viral, and the app quickly apologized. Sharon laughed it off, but it showed how strange fame can make ordinary things impossible. She also opened up about the disappointments of dating, saying that many people online weren't genuine. She tried to approach dating with honesty, using her real name and photo, but it wasn't easy. "It's not like I can fake it," she said. "People either like me for who I am or they don't." In interviews, she's been blunt about not wanting casual flings or meaningless relationships. She values honesty and real emotional connection, something she finds rare today. In recent years, Sharon has admitted she's done with dating for now. On the Drew Barrymore show, she said, "I've had it with dating. I just find people to be insincere and not worth my time." Instead of chasing love, she's chosen to focus on herself, on her children, her friends, and her passions. She's found fulfillment in independence and inner peace, showing that happiness doesn't always depend on having a partner. Her story, from her traumatic childhood to global fame, from heartbreak to survival, is one of the most powerful journeys in Hollywood history. Sharon Stone has proven time and again that she is not just a survivor but a fighter. Her honesty, resilience, and strength continue to inspire millions. She reminds the world that no matter how dark life gets, it's possible to rise again, to heal, and to find beauty in living twice. So when Sharon Stone finally spoke out and confirmed the truth about her life, the struggles, the rumors, and the revelations, it wasn't just gossip. It was a message of courage. At 66, she stands as living proof that true beauty lies not in perfection, but in strength, wisdom, and authenticity. And in sharing her truth, she's once again captured the world's heart, not as a movie star, but as a woman who never stopped fighting to be free.